Welcome guys, we are back for F1XL round 19 Baku, and it very much looks like the drought continues in F1. 18 dry races in a row, because there is a rerun for F1, but yeah, Italy, it's one of the fastest tracks on the grid, and well, we are looking hopefully for some really good solid action today. Obviously the title battle between Vidal and Binary goes on. Binary knows what he needs to do. It's his to lose. Vidal's been in this position before. He also knows what he has to do as well. And if you didn't catch last time out, it was Vidal who took victory over Binary in Baku. So is it going to be the same here? You've got lots of other drivers capable of doing incredible things here. You've got 3 sets of tyres to choose from: super soft, softs and medium. A lot of the drivers are probably going for the soft tyres, I believe. However, I think the likes of Vidal and Binary will push it to the softs. Now, you will have to bear with me. Unfortunately, there is no F1XL Nuthead tonight, and I'm actually using my phone's 4G to host this, so I'm hoping all goes smoothly tonight, no problems, nothing to worry about. However, you know, these things, anything is possible within F1, and anything is again possible when it comes to streaming and gaming, so time will tell. However, wow, it's always a difficult one. We have got Coxey out on track first. He's the first guy that will probably set a lap time. He is on the super soft tyres, so really Coxey's not had the it was Light Shock, sorry. Light Shock sets the first time. He's way out before his teammate. A 120.19. Some of the cars go out. I wonder if at any point Coxey was able to give Light Shock a tow. There's a 125 dead on the mediums. You can see the speed difference between the two as Validated Viper then goes fastest with a 119.8. Nice steady time there, and he's gone way off track, trying to keep away from anyone else. As Vapacoop in the Toro Rosso with a 120.7, puts him to provisional P3, as Sky the Senpai already is out of the session. I missed what happened there. Interesting, but I will go on board with Coxey because I know he's going to be going around the final bit now. What kind of time can this man produce? As Vidal has a 121, Coxey goes fastest, 119.6. Both McLarens setting out what they want to do. As a Sauber just comes out, not a Sauber, yeah it is, sorry, yeah, Sauber just comes out just in front of him to get his tyres warmed up. There is F1XL pingers are 122.3 on the soft tyres, whereas Vidal's are 121.8 on the mediums. We all know how quick Vidal can be though. The guy is pretty genius when it comes to getting those tyres up and getting a fast lap out. On Hansen Evo is on out that as well. It kind of looks like Vidal might be pushing for another lap, so I'll stay on board. Nice easy, nice and steady on the accelerator there, and he has gone for another lap. Has he gone quicker? He does. It's 121.2. Still not in the range that he would be hoping for, and he's now slowing down. He would want to be, as missed Uncle Ben's Rice there, sets a 120.3 and 2 lap old supers. He does not want to be wasting those supers. Anson's going into the pits on those mediums. He did not like the look of them. Binary's on an outlap, Simple Chris is on an outlap, Boris Letterbox and SRT Fury are in the pits still. No Night Fury damage this weekend. He was one driver that I thought might produce something here this weekend. Unfortunately, he's not going to. There's a little weave there by Sinful Chris. So I don't know if this is going to be a lap for him or not. Scary wasn't taken as smoothly as I would usually expect from the guy, Simple Chris either. But by the looks of things, his airs isn't being used up too much. So I'm guessing he could very well be starting his lap now. No, that is a lap. It's a 1:24 as well. That is off the pace by the Red Bull driver. Maybe it's just a bank lap to get himself used to the track. He'll go on board with his teammate and team owner, Binary IX, who is obviously leading the championship at the moment. It's all about this man and whether he can keep in throwing distance of Vidal, or maybe even touching distance. All he has to do is finish every race this season one place below or better than Vidal, and the championship is his. Obviously, it's a tough ask, but it's a new situation for Binary. He's been close to the championship before, but usually out of reach by this point. Now he's there. Pressure's really on, and I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. It's all down to Binary in the end of the day. Let's see what kind of lap time he can produce. And it's a 1:23.8 on the supers, so the two Red Bulls not being able to produce much at the moment. So everything will go a little bit quiet on track. Got Fred as well as Bakakut back out on track now, so this is going to be something of an interesting take to see how they're both on an outlap, I believe. So one of them, where's Fred? Fred is, so it's Bakakut who's going to cross the line and set that time first. There is someone coming out of the pit box. It is F1XL Pingers. Let's hope that he doesn't get in the way. He does not. Big lock up into the first chicane there from Bakakut. He's desperately trying to set himself back into the swing of things for this season. He's returning driver, only joined a few races, returned a few races ago. He's desperate to set himself back into the lights of F1XL. Nice little lock up that sets the corner perfect there, the chicane there. And here comes the Lesmos. He's okay through there as well. It's a nice little time. A little bit of over rev when it's going down a gear, which might cause a little bit of engine problem later in the race. But all good so far. Bakakut's definitely looking like a quick lap. I think it a little bit long into that corner, but definitely looking like a quick lap this one. Be interesting to see what Pred does behind as well, as everyone else is starting to come back out yet again in 8 minutes of the session remaining. And Bakakut is crossed the line, and he does not go faster. Stays a 1:20.3. So even though it looked like a quick lap, it wasn't. Red and Vidal has changed. Hansen Evo is a 1:20.468. So he's increased his pace, not as much as Bakakut, but he's definitely gone faster. So Fred in the Ferrari, wanting to atone for some of the poor results recently. I know Mr. Tazo will not be happy, the team owner of Ferrari, and Fred does not make a lap. It does not go quicker, so he's going to go out on again. Let's see. Vidal trying to get out of his way on the softs. Does a very honourable thing, get himself onto there. Let's see how Fred will do. Light shock on a lap. Toxie is right behind him as well. This will be interesting with these two drivers. Teammates, of course, right behind each other on track. Will they give each other a tow? Will we see that happen there's enough time to get both of them out to do a lap. So will we see a tow from the McLaren boys? They're currently sitting P1 and P3. They're gonna, well, Lightshock seems a little bit further ahead to Coxey than they would have wanted for a Lightshock. Gets a 119.9 now. And Lightshock looks like he's getting out of the way, maybe, of teammate. No, he's gone in front. A lot closer than they were before. There is a slipstream in effect here, but doesn't seem like the wisest place to do a slipstream. Very odd indeed. So unless these drivers are on one lap holds, surely they're both going to come in. Anthony Evo's done 2 laps on his super soft tyres. He's gone a 120.2. Vidal's dropped down to P9 as 2 Hasses are. We might see SRT Fury do a, well, get a tow off his teammate Hansen, as we will go on board with F1XL Vidal on his lap, his fast lap on the softs. He's still got 5 minutes to play with, plenty of time left for the Mercedes driver to go further into qualifying if he needs to get onto those super softs. He's only above, as Boris Litterbox has retired from the session as well. I don't know what's going on there. So all a little bit crazy at the moment. There has been some movement. Pingers is on 121.1 on the super softs. I don't think this is going to be a track that suits Pingers, as there is movement again. So it's Binary has gone somewhere. He's P9 on the softs. Vidal is P4 with a 120.2. Binary's a 120.7, so it's half a second between the two of them at the moment. Here we haven't, but I don't know if Vidal is going back out on another lap or if he's going to go straight bombing into the pits to get onto a set of super softs. Really tough one to decide, especially in his current predicament. So we will go on board with Validated Viper, who's just behind him, and he's currently in P2. He's going to look to, I say that, he's weaving onto effectively the back straight, so probably not worth much of a view. Let's stay on board with Vidal. Well, I say stay on board. Let's go back on board with Vidal. See what kind of thing he's going to produce here. What kind of lap is he going to go into the pits? He is. So he's going to quickly get on a set of supers by the looks of thing. As Uncle Ben's Rice there, it's going through. What kind of laptop? Sorry, it's Uncle Ben's Rice and Validated Viper, and it's Uncle Ben's Rice has knocked Vidal down to P5. So Vidal's not going to be starting on top for currently for the first time in a long time, as Uncle Ben's Rice just completely misses the chicane there, trying to maybe go back into the pits. I don't know what's happened to Uncle Ben's Rice there. Maybe lag on his part, as Validated Viper is he starting a lap? Is he going? He's already done 1 lap. Weird game these guys are playing. Vidal is set super softs is ready. Binary in the pits with super softs ready. Sinful Chris in the pits, super softs ready. They've only got a couple of seconds to get on track. They're cutting it very, very fine at the moment. I really don't think that they are going to get into a lap time position if they don't start getting out of the pits now. And here they are coming out of the pits. Validated Viper I'm still on board with to see what he does. He is staying out as well. Not faster, he stays P2. Coxey's on an out lap. The two McLarens are looking like they're going to work together on this one. Currently Coxey's on P1 and he's behind Lightshock on this run out. He's got the two Red Bulls in front of him as well. Vapicoot is on the lap. Hansen Evo is also, could very well be on the lap actually. Hansen Evo outs Vidal from P5, pushes him down to P6. So it's a 1-4 and he's so close to Uncle Ben's Rice as well. Let's go on board with Vapicoot because he will be the next driver to set a lap time surely. So Vapicoot is just gone through the Lesmos there. He's just set his DRS open. He's looking pretty quick. He looked pretty good last time. He's slowed down in the last sector. See how he takes Ascari and then the Parabolica. A little bit of a weave there. We still haven't seen the best from the Ferrari of UK Dark Predator either. That'll be interesting to see what kind of lap time he can produce. Validated Viper. Time is finished. He's currently P2. Uncle Ben's Rice will not set a faster lap. SRT Fury will not be able to set a faster lap. Here comes Vapicoot is P2. Very close to snatching pole as well, but he's currently Coxey on pole. The two McLarens working together. Coxey is currently the first driver out of the two. Hansen Evo, Light Shock, Binary's P4, so Simple Chris only makes P10. Coxey is not faster, and neither is Light Shock, and Vidal only makes P2. So the only driver that can stop it is Fred, and I did not get to see him in time. So 15 drivers qualified, 13 has set a time. Pred, I do not know what kind of lap he set. Pred takes pole. Absolutely incredible. The Ferrari still has a lot to play in this championship battle. UK Dark Predator pole with a 119.5 out of nowhere. Didn't get to see it at the end, but what a lap time by UK Dark Predator. iCoxey so close to claiming a pole position in the McLaren, has to end and settle for P2. And F1XL Vidal, pole on the last two races, has to settle for P3 this time out. That rounds out the top three. Vapicoot, Validated Viper, Binary, Lightshock, Hansen Evo, Uncle Ben's Rice and Simple Chris round out the top 10 in that order. Crazy. Don't know what happened to SRT, don't know what happened to Boris, don't know why they didn't set lap times, don't know what happened to Sky the Senpai either. Incredible stuff so far, and I don't really know. Lost for words. I just can't believe. I knew Pred was going to do something incredible, but I wasn't expecting it that incredible. I really don't know where this is going to go. Binary not in a position he wants to be in, down in P7, and Vidal P3. I mean, this would help. This track is definitely going to help Vidal. I think he's just sheer speed is going to get him a lot of places, I think, and I just don't really know what is going to go on. And this is the wonders about F1XL, you know, we're constantly throwing up new surprises. Kind of knew Pred was going to do something. This is his home Grand Prix. Pred really does want to win here. I've known Pred for a little while, so this is one of his favourite here in Silverstone. I know he's particularly speedy so it'll be nice to see him do well here, but obviously it's all about the championship battle, and that Ferrari has got himself into the mix of causing maybe an upset here, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Right then, while we wait for the lights to go out, this is the part where I really like Nuthead could be in along. There's no disrespect to Nuthead, but that he's not here. But it's nice to just go off and see what other people are thinking, and what they think the race is going to be, whether it's going to be one stop or what have you. Unfortunately, I don't have that bounce off today, so I'll let you guys all decide, and well, for yourselves. And if you do have any questions, by all means hit that chat and I will get to it, as long as there's no action on track. So it's ready. We are nearly starting round 19, but don't forget it's effectively round 18 because of that missed race. What are we going to see here? Obviously this isn't the start, this is just the formation lap. Hold your horses. And well, Vidal P3, Binary P6, sorry, not P7, so only 3 places behind. He's still not a great position to be in. The championship battle, but this man on top, Pred and Coxey, I think they're going to produce a massive battle for us today, or at least I hope so. As long, well, just keep it nice and clean, that's all we ask for. And yeah, that's about it. Everyone else is holding up, and you can see how eager Pred is. Pred just wants his race to start. I think anyone does. But it's Pred from Coxey to Vidal to Vapid Coot to Validated Viper. What kind of mayhem can this guy cause? Binary, the championship leader, P6. What can we expect to see from him off the light shock? Surprised to see him down in P7. He looked really pretty strong so far this weekend. To see him down there just shows how close this league is, and what can he produce as well. Hansen Evo in P8, one of the dark horses of the championship, as he's just going off onto the grass there. He's always being able just to be a quiet one and just get up and in there. Uncle Ben's Rice, still haven't seen the best from him yet. I'm sure there's more to come from him. Sinful Chris in P10 after such a great performance last week. Yeah, hard to see why he's so far down this week. Pinger's just not up to grips unfortunately this week, and it's down in P11, but does get to start on the softer tyre. Sky Senpai the same, it's also starting on softs, same as SRT Fury and same as the Ferrari of Boris Letterbox. So we are going to very nearly 3 lights now, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's away we go. Great start by Binary, who's going right round the outside. Vidal gets a really good start as well. Coxey's lost out. Validated Viper's there, and well, it's all squeezed out, and Binary's going to lose positions here if he's not careful. He's still trying to go around the outside, and he's tagged Coxey, and Coxey has more bad luck on the opening lap and lost his front wing. That is gutting for Coxey because he's worked so hard but it's championship leader that tags in, and Pred leads from Vidal, and Vapid Coops gets a yellow flag for ignore the 5-second stop go for ignoring the penalties. So mental at the moment. Vidal makes an absolutely amazing start up the inside, well, around the outside, and Binary going up the inside, but Binary's dropped to P10, which is not what he wanted at all. Where are we? Details. I want to see positions changes. So Cox has lost it all, unfortunately. So it is mental. Binary's lost out. Vapid Coot has lost out. Sinful Chris has gained his P6. Four position for Sinful Chris. Sky the Senpai P8. F1XL Pingers is down in P13, and maybe he got caught up in some of that. Boris Letterbox is down there as well. SRT Fury, there's some changes that I wasn't expecting at all. So it is 3-second time penalty already for SRT Fury. That's not good at all, but it is the Ferrari of UK Dark Predator leading the way, with Vidal in the Mercedes P2. Validated Viper gained 2 places. Nicely done there. Is in P3. Lightshock, who will be frustrated with his teammate situation, is in P4, so 3 positions gained for him. Hansen Evo P5, 3 positions gained for him. Simple Chris, like I said just now, his P6 he's made a good charge up the field. Validated Viper looks like the one that's going to be making a move. Actually, Binary is going around the outside of Uncle Ben's Rice. There doesn't seem to be any damage on that Ferrari, on that Red Bull, sorry, so he makes the move stick. And next in line for him is Sky Senpai, who's got himself up into a really good position and keeping up with Vapid Coot while on the slower tyre. That's a fantastic job. Simple Chris is all over the back of Hansen Evo now in that Sauber. Pred sets the fastest lap of the race, and rightly so. He is controlling at the front. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Look at the he's just not got enough pace. That Red Bull's just, maybe he's set up 4 and Hansen is set up 5, but they just dropped. There was no pace in the end there for Sinful Chris, as Hansen Evo is holding him up, like he's allowing Lightshock to get away, and in a little bit of a limbo land himself. So Sinful Chris has definitely got the pace, just was not put out in qualifying, unfortunately. So Pred is smashing that lead out from Vidal, as Boris is just made a easy overtake on Uncle Ben's Rice, it seems, but Uncle Ben's Rice is not going to let him go that easily. Not going to have anything up into Ascari there, I don't think. Pingers is all over the back of SRT as well. So it's all happening at the end of the grid, and Vapid Coot, there's something going on here, because Vapid Coot is increased pace and is all over the back of Simple Chris now. So this is a massive battle for 4P5 between 5 drivers. Binary's got into the back of Sky the Senpai. All 3, it's split to a 3-2, but that could very well be Sky's tyres that are holding him up. And Binary's gone right up the inside and made the position move, and Hansen Evo has lost out to Sinful Chris. So Red Bull definitely on fire at the moment, after a poor start for Binary. So let's head back to the tyres. It's Sinful Chris who's got Hansen Evo all over the back of him. He's only just overtaken him, so it might take a little while for Hansen to drop off from Sinful Chris, or Sinful Chris to pull away, as Vapid Coot and finally here's Hansen. And Sky the Senpai is not losing it either. It's a lovely shot. Sky the Senpai going very close, and Vapid has got a tough ask here. He's got always nearly a tank sapper from Boris, as it's happening all over the field. I can't keep all the as Binary does make a move stick on Vapid Coupe. And now Vapid has Skyler Senpai behind him again, and it looks like it's going to be an easy overtake, as was Binary's on Vapid. Skyler Senpai can now make a move up the inside. Bit of weaving there by the Ferrari behind of Boris. Interesting, and I'll see if that goes to the stewards at the end of the race. But Skyler Senpai now has made easy work of Vapid Coupe, but he has made it past, and Vidal is closing in on UK Dark Predator. I hate to see that battle, to leave the battle for P5, because Binary is all over the back of Hansen, but Vidal is all over the back of the race leader, and well, at the moment Vidal is looking to claim huge points over the his title rival Binary. He's got a long way to go though. There's still a long way to go. Binary, Vidal's not able to make anything stick. He's trying to get his nose down the outside. I'm just going to quickly go to Binary, see if he can make a move on Hansen this time round. He cannot. So back to Vidal on the start finish straight. There is a little bit of time between the two of them. Vidal will head towards the outside, and he looks like he's made the move stick, and he's gone to cover off Pred, and the move is done. That's a brilliant move. Won't have time to see if he will. Oh, Binary's just turned into Hansen there. The car was there, and he's got to be careful. I know he's having a frustrating race, but just got to be calm. Let's see if quickly Sky can get anything out of the mistake there by Binary. No late dive bomb, so we will go back on board with Pred and Vidal. His Validated Viper's not too far away. He's doing an honourable job in keeping up with these two. As Pred looks to go around the outside into Ascari, he's not going to be able to. Vidal puts his car in the right place, but Pred has got a perfect run out of, and it's Vidal goes defensive down into the parabolic, but nothing from it this time. Pred again has got a decent line, and it's all about slipstream on the start finish straight. Pred's going to have it this time up the inside, and look at that, nice little and those two are going to be battling all day long, as Binary does get the move done on Hansen Evo that time round, but he's losing a load of time to the championship battle, to the race leaders at the moment. I just can't see much going to happen with that, as Boris has joined the battle, and Hansen's not giving up. Hansen's back up the inside of Binary, but does eventually give way. Nice battles all over the field at the moment, and unbelievably, I don't know, well, I say unbelievably, I don't know how much tyre wear Binary's got left in him because of that incident early on, and now battling through everyone. These guys on the softs behind are really starting to increase their pace as well. Hansen's definitely losing his pace on those supers, so it might very well be a nice easy overtake for this Renault and the Ferrari behind. Vidal has dropped off, and Viper's gone into the pits. First of the super soft runners to pit, and Hansen follows suit, as this is going to be an interesting one. Nice little going up the inside there from Boris. Has he got the pace? He's planted his car in the right position. It is a overtake for the Ferrari. Binary is a little way off his teammate Sinful Chris. It is now under a second though. Vidal again all over the back of UK Dark Predator. They've swapped positions once already. Twice, sorry. There and back again, I should say, for Pred. But these two, is it going to be down to the pit stops? There's 20 laps remaining of this race, so what are people going on to? Hanson's gone on to mediums, while Validated Viper's gone for a 2-stop. He's on the supers again. And Vidal is all over the back this time of the Ferrari. What can he do? Side by side with him. Bread's just not moving. Will either of these two pit this time round? They both are. No! Vidal's going longer. He played a little bit of chicken. Got out, and this could very well be a bold manoeuvre from the Mercedes man. He's got to be bold. As Brad is going onto a set of soft tyres. But like I was saying, Vidal has to be bold. Binary has overtaken Sinful Chris. I missed that one, but it is very, very likely that Sinful Chris is now being deployed as a backstop to stop the likes of Boris, Sky, Pingers, maybe even Hansen Evo once he gets into the swing of things on those mediums. But Validated Viper has jumped Pred. This is going to be the one interesting thing to watch, and that's how far Validated can take these tyres and what tyres he goes onto, because he's just thrown an absolute spanner in the works of how this race is going to hold out. As Simple Chris is dropping back from Binary now, and Boris is fuming. He can't get past. That Red Bull is a sight for sore eyes, really. A Binary nearly tank slaps it. Binary is losing control. Simple Chris and Binary will make a roadblock, and well, Binary's dropped a P5. That's not what he wanted at all. Binary will try and make a comeback up the inside, and neither of them are going out. Vidal has gone into the pits. Simple Chris has stayed out as well. This is dangerously free wide. Binary is up the inside of his teammate and makes a double overtake. That's a bold manoeuvre from Binary. He's made it stick, and that's a very, very strong. His championship credentials are on the line here, but Boris is not letting him go. Oh, that's crazy tight between the two of them. Simple Chris is still in play as well. Binary still giving as good as he gets on those old super soft tyres, but this is all down to how and medium tyres for Vidal. Pred soft, Vidal medium. That is big news. Vidal's going to the end. Lightshot currently leading the way, 5.2 seconds away from this battle behind, as Simple Chris is losing now the place to Sky. Yeah, he has made the move stick. I will go back on board with the Ferrari and Red Bull battle. Crazy tight at the moment, these two. Nothing out of it so far. Will Binary or Sinful pits? Surely they're going to... Lightshot's not pitting either. Binary does pit. Great action so far here at the Italian F1XL Grand Prix in F1. Boris and Sky the Senpai on alternate strategy, started on the softs, are making things difficult. Validated Viper, who's gone quickest and now is on the super soft tyres again, is only 4.4 seconds down the road from Pingers, who is yet to pit, so he's looking pretty strong at the moment. Vidal is struggling to keep up with Pred on those tyres that he's currently on. Everything currently sitting quite nice and rosy, as a soft pair of tyres have gone onto Binary's car, and he's 8 seconds down the road from Vidal. That's the big margin that we've got to look at. Vidal's playing a very, very strong game here, but it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. Boris has pulled a gap out on Sky the Senpai. Binary has Hansen Evo for company, but it is a set of medium tyres for Hansen on a set of softs for Binary, so that shouldn't be a battle for much longer, but Hansen is catching slowly. Binary again goes wide at that point, and Sinful Chris gets a 5-second stop-go penalty while going into the pits. Light Shot goes into the pits as well on a pair of softs. Sinful Chris, 11 laps going onto a set of softs. So Binary is up to P8, 5 seconds down the road from Light Shock, who is 3 seconds down the road from Vidal, who is gone on a different strategy to what a strategy that I thought would happen, but not everyone else. Coxey is back to P11, right behind Sinful Chris. I will go on board with this one because it is unfortunately probably the only action Coxey will now get between now and the end of the stream. That McLaren has had torrid luck over the last few weeks, but he is all over the back. As Binary binned it. I missed that. He was with Hansen, and now he's behind Uncle Ben's Rice. That's not what he would have wanted. So I don't know what's happened to Binary, but he's thrown it here. He's got a long way to go to recover. So can anything come of this one? Validated Viper right behind F1XL Pingers, who's on 12 lap old softs, while UK Dark Predators on 4 lap old softs just behind this battle. So this one's going to get big. Vidal is just behind as well. These two do not want to get held up behind Pingers for too long. Pingers has to hold sturdy though, because this is effectively for position as far as I'm concerned. But whatever he does here, it will hand the advantage further to Vidal. Uncle Ben's Rice though has conceded a position back to Binary outside of the top 10, and definitely not where he wants to be. He's had a massive bat, and Uncle Ben's Rice just went to go back for it, and I've just missed Viper take a relatively easy position off of Pingers. Those tyres, the tyre life and the tyre difference between the two, Viper's obviously going to be very much faster. However, the big battle, how much can he hold up Pred on the start-finish line? I don't think he will at all. I think Pred's going to bomb past, to be honest, because he is very much on a nicer set of tyres. Be interesting to see really what happens here now between Vidal and Pred, because these two guys are effectively fighting out for the lead. I don't know whether Viper's going to be able to come back into this one from the pits. Light Shock is not really catching Vidal, so it is all out of sync at the moment. We still haven't seen a pit stop from the guys ahead either. Coxey is still quite close to the back of Simple Chris as well. Right, there we go. It's not over between these two just yet, but Hansen Evo is being caught by Simple Chris as Vapid Coot gets a 3-second tyre penalty. Things haven't gone well to him. He's currently last, so we're not sure what's going to happen there. But he's on the harder compound tyres. When other people pit, it might work to his favour. Bread is starting to reel in the Haas of Validated Viper, so that's going to be the interesting one to see how much further he can go. I think Vidal is just currently easing his way back through. He's got a 4.2 second gap cushion to 7th in Light Shot, as Sinful Chris does make a move on Hansen Evo, as really struggled out of there. I don't know what's going on with Sinful Chris. Struggled to get over that second apex as Hansen Evo is trying to get back up the inside. He will dart to the... These two still close. Hansen's definitely going to be gunning for a return pass, but I think Sinful's just going to have it too much in his locker for the time being. And there goes Binary, the current championship leader, is looking to re-overtake Uncle Ben's Rice. As Sky the Senpai pits, so UK Dark Predator is now back into the podium positions. So Sky is going onto a set of super soft tyres. Will he be able to make? He should be able to make that to last to the end as well. So Sky's going to have a good race out of this one. I think he might drop down to P9, but he should be able to make some positions pretty quickly. There goes Sinful Chris. As Hansen trying to grab any kind of slipstream he can. Wonder if he will hold the Renault up or just let him stream by, because he might be able to catch him back later in the race, but Sky's immediately got better grip. Hansen's definitely going to have to go on the defensive. Hansen has Sky the Senpai is still there, and Hansen very close to knocking the front of that Renault off. This battle is letting Sinful Chris just eke a little bit of a gap. But I can't see it staying for much longer. This long straight should very well be the Renault's as he's going around the outside. He's got the pace as Lightshot gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not what he would have wanted. There he goes. The Renault is up and past. As we have loads of people going into the pits. So that's Validated Viper into the pits. Boris Letterbox into the pits. As well as F1XL pingers into the pits. So what tyre is Validated Viper going to go on to? Boris is on supers. Validate is on softs. And pingers is on supers as well. So this is all over the place. I don't really know who's where and where's who. As it's Sky the Senpai is so close. The being held up in that traffic has caused an enormous amount of problem, as there is front wing damage on the Red Bull of Binary. So anything can happen in F1, so he's going to keep it sticking it out, because we never know what kind of safety car is going to happen. But Boris Letterbox just stays in front of Sky the Senpai. Sinful Chris is playing a massive part at the moment. But he is 13 seconds down the road from Lightshot. Boris Letterbox is just behind him, with Sky the Senpai eager for more positions, more overtakes. We'll see what happens there as well. And Hansen Evo, even though he is on older medium tyres, those tyres are going to go for a long time. And when these ones die off, he's going to still be able to produce some pretty solid laps in. So, UK Dark Predator is leading the way. The Ferrari is on top at the moment. 7 seconds between him and Vidal. I don't think we're going to see a pit stop from Pred either. Oh, excuse me, as Boris is making a move on the Red Bull. Red Bull are going to have a poor weekend. Sky the Senpai is eager to take a position off the Red Bulls as well. And this is currently the battle you want to be watching. It's the closest one. Vapid Coupe and SRT are having a battle on 10 lap old mediums as well, but it's difficult to try and keep everything into perspective here on this track. Everything is going all according to plan for UK Dark Predator. Things could be better for Vidal, but he could happily take this at the moment. Lightshot having a phenomenal race, but he's only 8 seconds now in front of Lightshot, in front of Boris Letterbox. Boris definitely on a charge, and so is Sky Senpai, looking to see a way past the Red Bull. He doesn't want to lose too much ground to Boris, but he is. It's already over a second, the gap. Boris sets the fastest lap of the race as well. Boris on a charge. The Ferraris in the home Grand Prix could be set for a double podium at this rate. Sky Senpai's made easy-ish work of Light Shock as well. So Sky Senpai on for a phenomenal fight as well, and well, those medium tyres really are struggling for pace. Hansen is now holding up Validated Viper, who wants to be in on all this battling. I'm really still a bit shocked that he's managed, well, he's gone for the strategy he has. Viper, I think that's 2 weeks in a row. It's a case of what could have been for the Sauber driver, but he's done what he could, well, what he needed to. Pingers is P10, super soft as well, and all over the back of Uncle Ben's Rice. Let's see what kind of fight he can put up here as SRT Fury picks up a 3-second time penalty. Pingers right all over the back of, and I've just missed Validated Viper's overtake on Hansen Evo, sorry for this, but Pingers makes a very smart and very decisive move on Uncle Ben's Rice, and some big points for Pingers as well. Hansen Evo, just those mediums are really struggling at the moment, and I think everyone else maybe gone for a better strategy. You can see out there, I think Vidal is going to struggle to reel in the Ferrari of UK Bike Predator, but as it stands, this is some huge points, and to cut the deficit like Vidal is going to do on Binary is going to be huge, absolutely phenomenal, as Uncle Ben's Rice pits, which pushes SRT Fury currently into the points. We don't know for how much longer because of penalties, and what Icoxy could possibly do in that as well. Binary, oh well, Vapid Coupe pits it as well, so Binary is up to P12, but 13 seconds off of Coxey. Obviously those two had a coming together at the beginning of the race. It would be nice to see what actually happened there. But as we're on board with Vidal, he's not really gaining anything on Pred, but not losing anything either. So it's at the point where the mediums and the softs are about the same in terms of pace. Lightshock has caught about a second now, just under a second to Vidal. Be interesting to see what happens there, but maybe that could be Lightshock upping the pressure, because Boris Letterbox is eating into Lightshock's time. There's a few laps to go, but a lot to be said. Binary picks up a 3-second time penalty, not what he would want. Everything is not going his race or his way this race, unfortunately for him. Sky Senpai, an absolutely phenomenal position to be in at the moment, but he's only 1 second ahead of this man. It's Sinful Chris and the sister Red Bull, still producing a strong race even though he qualified quite low down. Validated Viper is in P7, also again fighting Sinful Chris. He's going to get sick of seeing a Red Bull, either Red Bull, because I believe those two have had not an incident, but not contact. They've met each other on the track before. We'll go with that one. So Sinful Chris is going to have to hold from this man, Validated Viper, who is all over the back of him at the moment. It's the big battle we would have wanted, which would have been a Pred, Vidal and Binary battle, but it's still a pretty big battle as Lightshock is really reeling in Vidal at the moment. The soft tyres are starting to, well, I say starting to, the soft tyres of Lightshock are producing better times at the moment as Validated Viper makes a simple move on Sinful Chris and has moved himself up to P6. Once fighting for the lead of the race, he's now down to P6, but it could be worse as that is big. Vidal has a 3-second time penalty, and Lightshock is also got a 3-second time penalty and is only 2.7 seconds behind. Vidal just needs to get his head down, back and covered, and start racing the race he knows he can. Pred is 6.4 seconds in front of him, so I don't think Vidal is going to be able to catch him. He just needs to make sure he keeps in front of Lightshock now, because Boris Letterbox is actually producing some rapid times on those super soft tyres. Whether they'll have the life to make an overtake or not is another question. But it's, well, these you just can't tell with this lap data, tyre data, and we don't have the information to hand. But at the moment, Coxey is very well. We're moving away from a different subject now. Coxey is having a difficult race, but he's there. Oh, there's Binary's retired. There's 3 cars out. Well, I just saw SRT Fury dive off the track. And then when Fury went, Uncle Ben's and Binary DNF'd as well. What's going on? I really... Oh, there's that Uncle Ben's and Binary at the same place there, coming together between those two. I don't know, I was not privy to that information, unfortunately, as Vidal is slightly closing in. It's an hour second from all that madness there. Well, SRT was closing in on Coxey, so Coxey's now got an easy thing of that for that last point. Has given my life a little bit difficult because I don't really know where to go. This is probably the battle at the moment. Validator Viper over Sky the Senpai. The grid is closing in slightly, ever so surely, but it'll be interesting to see what actually goes on. For that is closing in on Pred. Those soft tyres are struggling now, and you can tell that because Lightshock has not got the same, and Validator Viper has gone for the move on Sky the Senpai on the start from straight. He's made the move stick as well. That is a fantastic position gain from Validated Viper. He's now 6 seconds down the road from Boris Letterbox with only a few laps to try and get into it. It's going to be a difficult one for Validated Viper to close down, but it'll be interesting to see if he can. Vidal's now 5 seconds. It was 5.4 at the beginning of this lap, so it's now under 5 seconds. Vidal is definitely trying to close in. Sky doesn't want to give up the position either to Validated Viper. He's going to try and keep up with them, but those super soft tyres are going to struggle. Viper is now showing the pace. He's the man with the speed. But he's got to concentrate on his race and not Sky the Senpai's behind. He's got to think about what he's going to do, because he's starting to lose time to Boris, as Boris is just agonisingly outside of the 3 second mark to Lightshock, as Lightshock has been slowed down because of the back marking of Validated Viper, as Lightshock has managed to grab the DRS of that. As a Vapid I think has actually, yeah, he's ghosted, so he's gone from the session. Unfortunately, I did not see that pop up, but yeah, slowly but surely Lightshock is now 2.6 seconds. He's used that to his advantage. 2.5 seconds to Vidal, but Vidal is 4.8 to Pred. Sky is lost out to Validated Viper. He's outside of that zone. So Lightshock is 3.9 seconds ahead of Boris. He needs to keep him ahead of him. Obviously down to keep that position because of penalties. It will be interesting to see what kind of penalties people have, incidents. So Boris, any 2 warnings for Boris, so he's on knife edge. Lightshock's on another knife edge. Vidal has, oh god, 2 penalties. Vidal is struggling. I've not seen half of these have come up. So Vidal's got a big margin to take place here. So anything could happen now. Interesting stuff. He's got a long way to go. Lightshock just needs to make sure he does not pick up another penalty, and well, the rate things are going, Vidal could very well be outside of the top three if he's not careful. But he is closing on Pred. It's now down to 3.8 seconds with 2 laps to go, but definitely not enough time to catch him. This man could very well take P2 off of him as well. There was a significant gap for him to do it as well at that point. 2.4 seconds. I think Lightshock is given everything he can to keep up with the Mercedes ahead of him. Nice little shot there to see all 3 drivers in a line, just with about an equal amount of gap between them all. Obviously Lightshock was a little bit closer, but he's really turning up the heat, Lightshock, on Vidal. Now down to 2.2 seconds. Vidal's just not got an answer to this McLaren right now. And it's on the last lap as well, so it's even more crucial that Vidal somehow finds some lap time. It's 3.1 seconds. Behind Pred, as Lightshock is 2.3. It's agonising. This is going to be down to the wire. Boris, I don't think, will play a part in it at this stage unless he can find 9/10 or even a second, but his supers, I think, are going off the boil a little bit, but he's sticking to there or thereabouts. But I will go on board with this man for the last bit. We've not seen much action of him towards the end. He's made a bold strategy going on to those softs, making the last 18 laps is a very, very strong race for Pred, but he's struggling now. It's 1.9, 1.8 seconds. Those tyres have really gone. Vidal is... This might aid Vidal if Lightshock is unlucky. Just to grab a little bit of slipstream. I don't think he is, but the time is so close. But it's Pred. Pred wins. A deserved victory for the Ferrari, and F1XL Vidal will take home P2 from Lightshock. And Boris Letterbox's sister Ferrari in P4. Validated Viper, strong race for P5. Sky the Senpai in the Renault, lovely race for him in P6. Sinful Chris will come home in P7. Hansen Evo and F1XL Pingers 8 and 9, but it will be Pingers because of penalties that takes P8 instead of Hansen Evo. Icoxy, well, what a race of what could have been for this man. Started strongly, lost a couple of positions off the line, but he's there. Crazy race. Unexpected. Not sure what went on at the start. It will be lovely to see the highlights. But there we have it. It is a Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren on the podium. UK Dark Pred, a fantastic race for Pred. Some massive points gained from the title rivals. It is Vidal closing in on that man finally, who's desperate to claim his first championship in F1XL. It's going to be a struggle, but there's lots of penalties on offer this week. But it is UK Dark Predator in the Ferrari taking his victory here today, and a deserved victory for Pred. Nothing really could stop him, and he did nearly everything right, if not everything. And then it was F1XL Vidal in the Mercedes, struggled this week and qualified P3, but did manage to come home in P2. Fantastic race there for Lightshock and the McLaren to round out the podiums. Boris Letterbox P14 on the grid. It's a P4, 10 positions gained. Fantastic race for him. Validated Viper P5, finished P5. Sky the Senpai, a great race from him, P6. Sinful Chris P7. F1XL Pingers P8. So, and a Hansen Evo P9 with Icoxy rounding out the top 10. Absolutely mental. Great stuff though for F1XL. Lots to talk about on Extra on Wednesday, and if you don't know what Extra is our talk show for all the leagues, so you will get information from F1, F2, F3 and F4 of F1XL. That's right, we do have 4 leagues, and I will be the host there, but it would be lovely to see you all along if you can make it. Other than that, we've had pretty much everything this race. We had a championship battle scarpered because Binary and Coxey had it coming together from the first chicane, and well, 18 points has been cut from Binary's lead, so he's got to do something about it now. He's got to make sure he is in this race for the title. And Vidal, it's just a week of struggle, a race of struggle for him. 2 penalties, unlike Vidal to get penalties in a race like that with so much importance. So there we have it. I think it's 23 points between Binary and Vidal now with 3 races to go. But we have had it all here in the Italian Grand Prix. It is the home Grand Prix to Ferrari and a half-home Grand Prix to UK Dark Predator, and they take victory here. Some massive points for Ferrari, and Mr. Tazzo will be happy. We will be back next Sunday for the Spanish Grand Prix at Catalonia at the same time at 2100 hours. But if you want to catch up with all the information from all the leagues here at F1XL, please come and join us at 1900 on Wednesday night, and we will catch it all there. And don't forget, we do the competitions, so it will be great to see you, and good night.